This is my scratch-built shuttle and hangar bay. It began with the Remington electric razor charger that my brother had begun to make into a cockpit. He gave it to me to finish. I copied the shape of the front 4 times and cut plastic out, made the body, run rods through it. I started with the thin plastic sheeting that you 99-cent store dollar or rent for sale signs. I put a skin around that frame. That first attempt, though, it came out kind of rough and shoddy. Even sanding and stuff didn't. I started out with 4 of those plastic shot glasses, but I changed it to 2. That's what it ended up. The first skin was rough and bumpy, so I had to do a second one. That's the interior of the cockpit. It could stand some more first coat of paint, but it still was too rough, so. See, you can see there. I couldn't put it enough or sand it enough. I just couldn't. So I just covered that over with the second skin. And as you'll see in a moment, that one came out very well. Looks real smooth. There you go. Really, really rough on the seams and stuff. Back starting to take shape. I like to take lots of pictures when I build. So I can make a video like this. A lot of people ask me, how do you do this? What do you do? I want to try this, but I don't know what to do. Well, here you go, boy. There you go, the fresh skin. You see it's all kind of sanded up and stuff, but it's getting ready to come together real well. There you go, look at that. That curved part back there is a speaker grill from a computer speaker or something. Perfectly fit over that curved spine there. So that's where it went. Notice the front hole is empty right now. Won't be for long. I found the perfect thing to go in there. So here we go with some more paint. Look, black zip ties. Cleaned up those lines where it was separated. I got a little bit of glue there, but it'll come off. There you go. A Coke bottle cap. Okay. Some airplane model parts, I think, right back there at the back. I think that's what those are. Yeah, you see the rear end coming together. Those are all Japanese tank models and mech models and stuff. A whole bunch of just sprues full of Japanese parts we had. The legs, 99-cent store LED folding lamps. Took the lamps off, bent the legs right, glued them in that position. You see the front was missing from the windshield was missing. That's because at one point the hinge in there snapped, and while I'm working on it, I just won't worry about it. I eventually put a new like an axle in there to open that, shut that. You see, I added that triangular piece on the bottom to have the legs something straight to go on. You see all the little pieces of parts over there that came from those models. Here's a front view of the cockpit, real good. Could stand to do a lot more in there though, and I probably will return to it at some point. Starting to look real sharp, huh? That bumpy, rough texture is a smooth, snappy looking model now. Except for that rear end, but I'm trying my best to cover that stuff back there so that it doesn't stand out. It is not completely covered. There's some more of them Japanese model parts on the bottom. The windshield is open now. There's no other way to get in and out of the craft except maybe if that's, no, that's too small. That's the way they enter and leave, is through that window opens down like that, and they get in and out. Now, this is the beginning of my original hangar bay, and it was too small. The shuttle barely fit in there, and I wanted it a little bigger than that, so the shuttle shouldn't be the biggest thing in the room, so I had to make it bigger. Plus, so I made it out of foam core, and I used a left, right, and back side. This one here at first only had two sides, and it just wasn't big enough. So I pulled all that stuff off and made a new one out of foam core, and it's at least probably like 2.5 times bigger than this one. And you'll see that when you see blue, that's the new one right there. This is adorned with pieces and parts from 99-cent store toys, and that's a gun standing right there. That's what the gun was mounted to. That was his riot shield there. And there's the pedestal that it was sitting on, glued to that piece of foam core on the wall. I made that column in the corner, and I made another one for the other corner. That platform is cut out of the floor. I was planning on making it with the sunken, where the lift was coming up, and I could do that anytime I want to. But in all these pictures, it's pushed up and it's stuck in the place where it was cut out of. This is how I started, with the yellow and black stripes. I said, no, I need some danger. I was going to put, and maybe at some point I will, I was going to put some kind of railing around the perimeter of that. And that's maybe some point I will in the future. See, those are plastic army men from the 99-cent store that I painted, and I cut the guns out of their hands and took what they were doing and made it go to the best advantage so I could make it work for me. You know, if one guy has a rifle, he's going to bayonet somebody, so I cut that all off and made it look like a crowbar or something, and painted him orange with a white hat. Those are 99-cent store party favor compasses. And see, I constructed that triangular box, out of styrene plastic. The foam cores behind those green pieces. Now it's painted, so you can't tell what any of that was. It looks official, looks important. And then I put red duct tape around the outside rim, and I took with rub-on stencils, and I wrote danger all the way around it, right there. So that looks pretty good. Now it just needs rails, but at least there's warning there. There's the exit with rub-on stencil transfer. Made it look like kind of like an elevator door. Those tables and the thing behind the shuttle with the holes in it are from 22 shell cartridge boxes. And right above that is a pepper lid from a can of pepper. I airbrushed those blue walls. I painted the floor with acrylic paint. First aid kit I added, rub-on stencil for that. I mean, not for that, but looks like a first you know, just kind of, you know, you got to work here. You got to have first aid. You got a safety first sign over the door now. Okay, I needed to do something to the right wall because there was nothing there. And so I made that out of foam core, an upper scaffold or upper platform with railing around it. And I was going to put stairs at that left end, so that's why I didn't put a rail there. But I just found out that it was too big to put, the stairs wouldn't go at the right angle because I made it too big, so I figured something else out. See the coily cord right there? That's power cord to go over to that guy there. See, I made a walk in at the bottom, go up the elevator one floor, come out the top. And there's a guy that was bayoneting somebody. Now he's got a tool. And there's the panels and controls and stuff that you do up there. In the opposite, but it has the same stuff on it, but it's turned the other direction at the bottom. That's when eventually it became a overhead telescoping power line for it to work on the shuttle. You know. And that brings us to the end. Thank you.